All right, it's recording.
You want to take my name off and put his, or just remove my name, or what?
If you could put his name in, that'd be okay.
Let me see if I can do that. I haven't done it in a while. Profile. How do you edit that? Oh, Lordy. Where do we do that? Shoot. You got me. Is it more? Documents? No, that's not it. Participants? Oh, boy. Well, I don't know. Let's see him. No. Whew. I know how to do it. I've forgotten. Where you go? Shoot. Okay.
All right.
Now I try to put your name up there so my name wouldn't be there. But where do you adjust that?
Let me see if I can
Question is
change it.
here.
Just a minute. Let me see. Hmm?
No, let me see if I can change it from my end.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure. Put Sam Meyer if you want to, or blank, whatever you like to do.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, good. All right, there you go. All right. Right here.
Okay, so first I would like to say thank you for your service in World War II.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me.
Wait, she wants to ask the questions.
Okay, so can you tell me about your life before you entered the war?
My earliest remembrance is that my family, my brother and I, my father and my mother lived on South Claiborne Avenue in New Orleans, a big wide double street. And I was born in 1924, August the 6th. Wait, let me see the question. Anyway,
But she doesn't say them to you.
so I have a very early remembrance for me. And what I do remember is
Look at the camera.
there's a very, very young little guy was right next door. The people that owned that house next door were building a boat in the backyard, a big boat. And in fact, it was so big, they had to take the garage down to get the boat out of the into the street. So they built this boat. That was my earliest remembrance, I think, that I can remember this to this day. So we lived there, and then we moved on another location, which was closer to my grandfather's house, and he lived on Napoleon Avenue, 3311 Napoleon Avenue. So I was brought up in those two little small houses in uptown New Orleans, and then I kept going there to school and then to high school. And then when I got to be 18 years old, I got a card from the government that said, report over here, and you're going to be drafted into the armed forces. So I reported. My father took me over there on Canal Street, and I no, it wasn't on. I think it was on Dryad Street. Yeah, I think it's Dryad. Yeah, that Dryad. Yeah, Canal Street was a railroad terminal. So where did you grow up? In uptown New Orleans. What was your family like? My father worked all day at the store. When he came home, he was very quiet, said very few things to me, very, very few, exceedingly few. And he would go and play bridge because he loved to play bridge. In those days, everybody played bridge. That was a hot thing to do, and they all did it, and I didn't do it. I don't know what it was all about, still don't know. So anyway, so my brother and I grew up and went to high school, Fort Che High School, with 1,100 boys, other boys. And then I got the postcard, said, report to Uncle Sam. And I did. I raised my right hand and swore to go be in the military. And it says, I had one younger brother, my brother William. He was 2 years younger than me. And that's the only sibling, you call it. Yeah. Okay. I was the oldest, yes. I said, do your family members serve in the military? Yes, my father served in World War I a little bit. He was quite, told me just one story in which he said, he never said a word about anything to me about it, or about anything else, about the store, about that we own, or anything else. And so I didn't have any memories of anything at all because they never spoke to me about it. And my mother didn't say hardly a word. So between the two of them, there was not too much communication. So my father told me that one time someone in the military said, here's a questionnaire. You answer 7 out of 10 correctly, and you're a second lieutenant in the armed forces. He entered in his paper with 7 answers because he knew he had them all correct. And he became a second lieutenant. That's all he ever told me. He never went to war. He was not of age or whatever. Too old, too young, whatever.
Wow.
What?
I just said wow.
Wow. Do you want to ask the question? You want him to
What is the question?
answer the ones from the page?
So did you have to work as a child?
No, I did not have to work. I was never asked to work. I never did any work. No. But I have a newspaper route. I used to throw the newspapers so I could have a little money in my pocket. That's the only reason I did that. And so I didn't have to do anything at the house, and I just had to go to school. And it says here, where did I go to school? I went to Forte High School with 1,100 white boys, all of them white, everyone. That's what it was in those days. So that's what happened there. What were your chores? I didn't have any chores. I went to Forte High School, and I became 18 years old. I was eligible for the draft. So that's what happened. I was drafted. When were you drafted? March 17th, 1942, I think it was.
That's when you left.
Is that correct?
That's when you left New Orleans, but you were probably drafted a month or two before that.
I might have it mixed up. I don't know.
Well, March 17th.
Well, I was drafted and I went to Alexandria, Louisiana. I never even knew where the hell Alexandria was even. I thought it was in Egypt, which it is, of course. So they said, you're going to Alexandria. Oh, really? Yeah. So get on a train. We go downtown, get on a train. And my father wouldn't even shake my hand or say goodbye. He just as cold as the floor. So I couldn't believe that. I remember that all my life. Anyway, so we went to basic training in Miami Beach. The military commandeered all the hotels and motels, I guess they call them, in Miami Beach. Took them all over, and I provided rooms for the people that were being drafted. So we went there. I could remember marching down Collins Avenue, which is one of the main avenues in Miami Beach, marching, trying to keep step together, all of us. We were civilians in Army uniform, of course. So finally one day, we were taken into a theater. We were all sitting there, and an officer gets up on the stage, and he says, well, I know you guys want to go in the bombers, but you're going to not going in the bombers, you're going to go in the fighters. I mean, air fighters, airplane fighters. They're trying to build up the Air Force quick as they can. Quick, build them up. So they sent me to armament school in Buckley, Colorado. I went there and learned about the big 50 caliber machine guns, taking them apart and how to clean them and put them back together, and did all that. And so then it says, what did you have to do? Well, I became an aircraft armorer. That was my military occupational specialty, MOS. 9/11 is what it was. I was, which means military occupational specialty, 9/11 armorer, U.S. Air Force. Memorable moment from basic training. Well, yeah, I can remember one time these old sergeants that we had very old sergeants that they formed this little group of young men to go with them. And we all would go from airfield to airfield in the Northeast. We'd go to one airfield, we'd stay there 2 or 3 weeks, and then they would move us to another airfield because they always had another group coming behind. They were always moving people, moving all over the Northeast, every different air base, you know. So what happened was one of these old sergeants had a dog, and he would take the dog with him, and the dog was trained, and he would say, "Get it," and the dog would go round and round chasing his tail. My voice didn't come out right. Chasing his tail. So that was quite a little show for everybody. Well, he comes in drunk one night to get in bed. We had all these cots lined up in these big barracks, big buildings. Go to sleep, 10 o'clock, turn the lights out. So we do all that, and here comes, his name is Pretty. Sergeant Pretty's coming with his dog. And he tries to get in my bunk. And I said, "Pretty, this is my bunk. Your bunk is right next to me." He'd been drinking and he was incorrigible. He couldn't listen, evidently. You know? What do they do when they're off hours? They go sit in the bar and drink? What do they do? You know? That's what they do. So he's a little bit tipsy. I take it, you know. From drinking, a little bit. You can all get it that way, of course. So I said, "Pretty, that is my bunk you're getting into, and your bunk is right next to mine. Get in yours." Well, I couldn't get him to stop getting in my bunk. So I went to the CQ, which means charge of quarters, which I didn't know, being a civilian, just for pretending like you were a soldier, knew what to do. I didn't know. I went to the CQ, charge of quarters. I said, "Look, Pretty's trying to get in my bed, and he won't get in his bed. Come on, let's get straight." He goes and puts all the lights on. Everybody says, "What are you putting the lights on for?" They're screaming, "What are you doing?" I said, "Shut up." And they straightened him out, you know, and got him into his bunk. That's what I remember. Pretty trying to get him out, wouldn't listen. So anyway, that's just a little side story that happened. Memorable moment for basic training. Marching down College Avenue, that's memorable to me. Today, that's all I can remember. You know? Anyway.
About Colorado.
Buckley? That was Buckley Field, Colorado. Yeah, the armament school was in Buckley, Colorado. Yeah. It was about 10 weeks, or 10, whatever weeks it was, a bunch of weeks. You had to go and do this, play with these guns and take them apart, put them together, and tell you how to, you got to clean the gun every time it's been fired. You got to go in there with it, put the brush in the muzzle of the gun and clean the gun. And, oh, yeah. So I did all that. And what is a memorable moment? Well, that was a memorable moment when I pretty want to get in my bunk. So, when did you start attending armament school? I can't tell you the exact date because I don't remember. They have it in records already. They have it in records of my military career. I don't have it in my mind. Or when did you start? Well, when we went to Buckley, Colorado. It says, "What were you trained to do?" I was trained to be an aircraft armorer to take care of the guns on the P-30, and we happened to have P-38 airplanes. We had 75 P-38 airplanes, and I worked on one of them, only one. And I was on the first American airstrip in Normandy, the first one. I walked up Omaha Beach, mid-July 44. Nobody shooting at us. The front had moved. They wouldn't dare take us over there. We would get killed because if somebody had to service those airplanes. So we had to wait till they moved the front. We were able to overcome the Germans, people. And so, what was your rank after completing the training? I was a corporal, which I still am a corporal today. No, one back here. I don't know. Let's see. And I was in a military hospital in Belgium. Did you celebrate? Hell no.
Oh, actually, I mean, you skipped a few. So when were you deployed to England? When were you deployed?
Well, I was just getting finished basic training. So then we were sent to, Jesus, a whole big bunch of airfields. And we finally, in January 44, our group was selected to go over to England. We got on the Mauritania ship, the second largest British ship. It did 30 knots. It is one of the fastest ships ever built. And so they said, well, we could outrun the submarines, which I don't believe, but that's what they were telling us anyway. Make us feel good, I guess. So we went over on the Mauritania, and the people that got this group of airplanes together, and we call it 370th Fighter Group, all came from Eglin Field, Florida, which is the training ground for all air forces in the United States Air Force. We had 20 air forces, 20. I was in the 9th Air Force, number 9 on my shoulder patch here. I had one at home. I should have brought it to show you. Anyway, so anyway, we got to England and we went to the British. We got off at Mauritania and Liverpool, and the British put us on the worst, nastiest train that you could ever imagine. I wouldn't put my dog on this train. That was so nasty. But we had to ride it, and I've never forgotten it. And I always say that because it happened. Anyway, so we went to Andover, England, which is southern England. It's 10 miles. I finally found out 40 years later where Andover was. It's just about 10 miles above Portsmouth, which is a big embarkation, a port, or anywhere in the world. So anyway, we went there to Andover, and we were given 75 P-38 airplanes, and I took care of one, and the captain, he became a captain while I was first a lieutenant, and he was the captain. His name was, good Lord, I've forgotten that man's name. Captain Gwinner, yes. G-E-W-I-N-N-E-R, G. Winner. He was from somewhere near St. Louis, and he loved to take pictures. They said he was taking pictures all the time. Some people were telling me. I never saw him take a picture in my life, but they said he was always taking pictures. And so they made a book out of and it's called 370th Fighter Group. In fact, Paul and Pascal got this book from me from the history company. What's the name of the company you bought it from?
Well, Amazon.
History. I started to bring it, and he discouraged me from bringing it, so I didn't bring it. But I'm always overrun. So anyway, so my plane flew 100. The plane I worked on, when I say my plane, meaning because I only work on one airplane at a time. You weren't usually ever asked to work on another plane. Each plane had its own crew, and that's the way it stayed. So, but anyhow, the plane I worked on was called Snooks. Actually, after his girlfriend, he named it Snooks. And I saw the crew chief, he painted 100 small umbrellas on the fuselage of the plane, on the side of the plane. Because that meant he went over the bombers as a cover. Umbrella means umbrella shield you from the whatever. So he painted 100 umbrellas. That's what they did. And this airplane was not designed to go at minus 30 degrees, which the temperature was up there. And all they had was their flight suits, but still I've heard the pilots would come down with frostbitten feet, which is a great boo-boo, and you won't see it in any military book that's ever written. They don't put it in the book, but it's what happened. The pilots would come down frostbitten feet. I mean, what else can I say? They had to go. And finally, Lieutenant General Jimmy Doolittle came over and said, I'm here to tell you guys in England now, because we had about, I don't know, 2,000 of those airplanes in England, I think, or some ungodly number of P-38 airplanes. He said, from now on, you're not to go and stay above the bombers. You're to go down and attack the German fighters. That is my command to you, every one of you. No more just go and stand above the bombers. No. If you see a German fighter, you go after it. On the ground, in the air, no matter where it is. Go, 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 go. So he changed the whole complexion. Took the men off the damn duty over the bombers. That was all beautifully thought out, but I think it was kind of silly myself, but that's the way they want to do it. Because they were killing the pilots. Maybe they didn't know it. I'm sure they did, but there's nothing to do about it. So that's just a little side story that you'll never hear in any book or anywhere else. You won't even talk about it. But that happened. So anyway, my pilot flew and flew and flew, and as I say, he took tons of pictures, and they based this book that I have, the 370th Fighter Group. I started to bring it, and he told me not to. I wish I had, but I'm always overruled.
That'd be answering questions, not reading books.
So anyway, my pilot took me up in the P-38 with him, which is a most unusual thing to tell you. Not many people are going to tell you that at all, because I don't think many people did that. But my pilot said, to each one of us, take the radio out, and I'm going to take you up in the plane with me. And I went up in the plane. I'm 20 years old. It was fun. I can remember to this day. And we started just going up, leaving the earth, and it's just a feeling you just cannot imagine unless you experience it. As many people have told you, it's such an experience to leave the earth and just gradually go up. So that happened. I was very thankful. And Captain Gwynna didn't get hurt. In fact, he went back to the States, and I think they said he went into a business that said lead paint or something, which I'm sure is a bad word to say these days. You won't hear about lead paint at all, because it's too dangerous. Anyway, what was your rank? Yeah, I was a corporal. Wait, I sort of looked back in the back. I didn't know it at all. Got to talking.
But I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you ever on the front lines?
No, never. You can't. We didn't have a gun. We didn't have a pistol. We had nothing. No. No. You can't be. You can't be. No. How can I be on the front line? No way, Jose. They've got to protect us. No, they won't be able to fly the planes. Come on. Come on.
Okay. Did you have any friends that were lost in the war?
Any what?
Friends.
Did you have any friends that were lost in the war?
No. We had one pilot, and that's all I knew. I didn't know any other pilots.
Before something.
And the war ended. That was it. I came right back, shooting right back home. I came in the store. Boom. See, and I was not a friendly person with anybody. And all the guys I was with, they wanted to gamble all the time. And they would all lose all their money. And they would come to me. I was the only one who had any money. I didn't you couldn't go off the base. You had to stay there. And what was it? What are you gonna do with money? You couldn't do anything. You just had to let time go by and do the same thing day after day. Put the ammunition in the guns, put the bombs underneath, and do that. Go sit in the tent, right up home or whatever you want to do. That's all you can do. You can't go anywhere. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You know, I mean, you know, and to clean, it would take your helmet. A lot of them showed something. So take the helmet, put the water in the helmet, and then wash themselves off like that. You see? And we had a way of cleaning our overalls, and you get grease on them. You know, you wipe your hands on your overalls to get them clean. And so you just take that 100-octane gasoline, put it in a big can, and then take your uniform, your coverall off, and do like this. Put it in the and dunk it a couple of times, then hang it up. It would dry out, and in 1 hour it would dry, and you put them back on. That's how we kept playing.
During your service, were you ever injured?
No, ma'am. No way.
Where were you when the war ended?
I had been just coming out of a military hospital. I had a hernia, which I was operated on for. And I had to leave my unit, of course, to do that. And when the war suddenly ends, now I'm still in the hospital in Belgium, they made us stay in bed for 30 days. We couldn't put your foot on the ground for 30 days. Today they get you up right after you operated on. My times have changed.
When were you discharged?
I think 1945, my pa.
December 45, yes.
December 45.
For Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. I came back on a Liberty ship, they call it, coming into New York, and about 500 miles out in the Atlantic Ocean, it breaks down. The ship breaks down. It got no power. We don't know what's happening. You know, we're soldiers. We don't know damn thing what's going on. It's on the ship trying to get over to New York. So we get dancing around, and the waves are making the ship go up, and the ship is going this way, and we're on the second deck, and all the bags that we had would slide this way, and then the ship would go up this way, and all the bags would slide this way. Well, I mean, you can't chase the bag on. What's the matter? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So that was an adventure, just getting home. Something different. Having the ship break down. But they must have had an extra piece there in the ship, but maybe it was a drive shaft or something that broke. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So, no, I didn't have any problem there in any way. Got to New York and got on a train, came to New Orleans, and came back to see my people. So it wasn't hurting anyway. So it was quite an adventure. But you know, when you think about it, if you're in a real raging war like in the Russian war, where they killed millions, I mean millions, entire armies, they'd kill each other. Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. So it wasn't that way with us. I mean, we were, thank God. I'm just reading about it today.
What was your life after World War II ended?
Well, what was my life like? Well,
what was your life like after World War II ended?
Well, I was happy it was finished. I just always, you know, you're wondering what's the next thing going to happen. And so when you sat over there, and when you're overseas like that, for each month that you're there, you get so many points. And the ones that have the most points are the ones that get to go home first, because there's 2 million people over there. We have 2 million. You can imagine what a job that was, huh? Think what a job that should have been. Wow. Whew, my God. So you just sit there and wait. Well, wonder when they're gonna send me home. When my turn coming. You wondered about that. But there was no going to Paris or London or going to here, going there, like a tourist, go here, there, and everywhere. Oh, no, that. Just sit there waiting, just sit there waiting, waiting it out. Because you can't leave the field unless you have permission. You got to stay right where you are. That's what we did. Just stay right, Joe. Then he took all the airplanes away from us. Took them all away. Sent them to Philippines. And gave us P-51 airplanes, which is a newer plane, real fighter plane. But that was about April 45, and the war ended a few weeks later. 10 days, whatever it was, May 10th, whatever. So, it came, went, and I didn't write very much. I wrote very little. I was so angry with my father. And I just, for the way he treated me. So anyway, I never forgot that. As long as I live, never will. Anyway, but that's the way it is. That's the way it happened. And I was very blessed. And I was the only one who had the money. They would come and borrow money from me. I knew they wouldn't give me. I'd never see it again. I knew that. But I had nothing been money on. There's money, that's all. Wouldn't get paid a whole lot. I think $1.50 a day. I think you figure it's unbelievable. But just having an army of 2 million people to pay every month. How the hell could they do such a thing without all these computers? They didn't have all these computers. God almighty, I don't know how they could accomplish all that. I mean, the other people had to do it. Good Lord.
Sorry. Were there any medals or awards that you received?
Well, here's one that he just showed me just now. Here's one.
This is after the war.
This is what I came back. This is called
you got that last
the
year.
Veterans Honor Medal from the state of Louisiana. The pearly blue medal.
Wait, I can't see it.
Up here. Here, like that. You see? Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
They gave it to him last year. And then the French government gave him a different one here.
Now, this is the highest the French give, the highest medal awarded.
Wow.
Legion d'Honneur.
The Legion of Honor.
Yeah.
By the French government for being in France. Not for fighting, not for anything else, but just being there.
During the war.
Well, during wartime, of course.
Hard, so.
They sent the French ambassador from New York to give this to me at the World War II Museum. Okay, can you see it?
Wait, can you put it up? Thank you. Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Was the transition from being out of the military difficult?
No. None whatsoever. I had a business to go to with my father. Just walk in the door. No problem. I had no problems. None whatsoever.
Speaking of business, can you tell me about Meyer the Hatter?
Meyer. Pronounced
No,
Meyer. Meyer.
Meyer?
Meyer, please.
Okay.
M-E-Y-E-R. Meyer. It's a German word. German. My grandfather was German. My grandmother was English. And my wife was French. What does that make me? That makes me an American. Okay? Immigrants built this country. Don't let anybody tell you different. Anytime, anywhere. That's my speech for today.
I understand.
Hello. Hello. What is it, Ma? What? Oh, put them in, you wanna see my cap?
Wear it. Okay.
No, see my little airplane on the side? That's a
Mm-hmm.
P-38 airplane, the one I went up in.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Wow.
I found this in my wife's room, this little airplane. I didn't know she had it, and I found so many other things. And I put it on my, and this is the Ninth Air Force. That's what I was in, or belonged to.
Yeah, they have up here. It's either like that.
Well,
You can't go down here. Camera's up a little higher. Anyway.
and that's the little airplane on the P-38. Can
Mm-hmm.
you see it? Okay,
Yeah, I could see it.
yeah, sure. Anyway, so there they are. And I flew in the P-38.
Okay, let's see how. When did you start working at Meyer the Hatter?
Meyer the Hatter in 1946, Paul.
I think you said February 46, yes.
Yeah, I told my father when I came home, I came home for Christmas of 45. I said, I'm just gonna take January off. I'm gonna sit on my behind and I'm not gonna move. And I'll come and be with you February 1st. And I've been there ever since. Off and on, off and on, off and on. Here, there. Paul has become 3 days a week, which is great. I like that because it's a change now. My wife is gone, my angel. And what a change. Ooh la la. My goodness. Really something. So, she was such a help to me. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, were there any ceremonies that you went to honoring you and other World War II veterans?
I've been to the World War II Museum several times on my birthday. They have a party over there, and then we have a party at the store. We have two parties on my birthday. One at the store. We go to the World War II Museum at 10 o'clock and stay till about 1. And then we come to the store and have another party. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You also went to Normandy.
What?
You went to ceremony.
Well, yeah,
Normandy last year. And this
I went to
year
Normandy twice now.
with the Best Defense Foundation.
For 80 years, I said, my wife has been said, Sam, you're a hero. And I kept saying, no, I'm not a hero. And the heroes are the ones sleeping under the crosses over there. 4,500 of them. 4,500, what they tell me. I said, those are the ones that are heroes, not me. Finally, I said, okay, finally, after 80 years of saying this, I said, okay, I give up. I'm a hero. I'm gonna say it, I'm a hero. Then when I said that, she used to work at the French consulate. He told the French consul lady, she's the vice consul here. Sam says, okay, he's a hero. Go get the paperwork done. Let me get the paperwork done. And I should have brought that. I
But
did.
that was for this. That was for the French
Yeah, that's for
Legion.
the French Legion of Honor. And that's what I received. 80 years later. So I'm a hero. I'm a hero.
So what did you, aside from the ceremony, what else did you do in Normandy?
Long what?
Aside from the ceremony, what else did you do in Normandy?
With the Best Defense Foundation. They took
What
you
did I
around,
do?
or they took you around to the museums. You signed your baseball cards of your picture for the kids and all that. You remember that?
Well, yeah. I remember going to Normandy. Is that what you're speaking of?
Yes.
Oh, do I remember that? That's a
Last
was
year
a-
or this year.
oh, that was quite a trip. I had well, I went with 45 other men, and we go
World War II veterans.
we have veterans. Yeah, veterans, I should say. Yeah, we all meet in Atlanta. The Delta gives us a free dinner that night, and then we get on the plane around 6 o'clock, I think, or something.
It was 10. I think.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then they fly overnight, and we arrive in Normandy the next morning.
Mhm.
So it was quite a trip. I enjoyed it. We had a lot more fun.
Would you go back again?
I've been twice now in 80. Yeah, I'll go every year from now on. I have my third pacemaker here. It's my third one. And that's what keeps me here. See it right here?
Mm-hmm.
Right here. This is number 3. For 15 years, I've been having them. That's what keeps you going, because it's a pump. It keeps pumping blood all night and day. Your heart just completely wears out. It's an instrument that wears out. Just like a car wears out, your heart wears out. And that's why people die, because the heart cannot take it. That's what happened to his mother. The doctors showed me in the hospital when she was in East Jefferson. He said, now look on the screen. And he said, see the black line? That means her heart is completely gone. Her heart does not operate anymore. It's only the pump. He had put a pacemaker in about 3 months before, but it couldn't do it. It couldn't do it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, oh man, we destroyed all of us. Yeah. A fine lady, my God. She was such a great person to everybody. I mean, everybody, not just me. I mean, everybody. Everybody loves her.
What was she like?
Huh?
What was she like, your wife?
She was very attentive to what you said. She was, and would give a great remark or observation. She was just a delightful person to be around. And I've been to France with her over 40 times. I haven't.
Because she was from there.
Hmm?
Because she was from
What?
France. You went 40 times because she was from France. She was from
Well,
Nice, that's why you
Well,
could
yeah. Well, yeah. My wife was from Nice, France, of course, and I bought an apartment for her one time, and she said to me, Sam, do you think we could buy an apartment? I said, yeah, Marcel, why don't you go over in France, over in Paris and look for one?
It was in Nice.
Or Nice, rather, and I'm sorry. You're right, that's right. So she went over there and looked at the 3 different apartments, and she liked the third one, and we bought it. She bought it, and she never did tell me what she paid for it. I, to this day, don't know. I really don't know. I never asked either. I'd forgotten about it. So anyway, that's what happened.
What was her name?
Marcel, Josephine, what else?
Marie.
Marie Tafani, Tafani. She was Corsican. She was from Corsica, the island of Corsica.
Her father.
And she was Corsican. Because she had French nationality, of course. So my children have bilingual and bi country. They are both citizens of France and of the United States. And they speak French fluently, beautifully. Because they always speak it. They don't speak to me, or she never did. But I assimilated quite a lot of words. And I love France because it's such a clean place. It is the cleanest place you've ever been in your life. It's cleaner than Disneyland. And that's clean.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go one day.
Hmm?
I'm hoping to go to France one day.
Ah, yes. You must go. It's just great. So we went to Nice on the Riviera, an apartment 5 blocks from the Mediterranean. And we get on the road that's on the water's edge called the Promenade des Anglais. That's the French walkway, because I mean English walkway. I'll get it right. English walkway, because the English love to vacation in southern France. Change of, they say I think it's still change of the weather, but not much change from England. Not much.
Sunnier.
But I love the French, and they're great people, and I just so happy that one of my schoolmates met her at a dance at the Red Cross in Nice, France, in 1940. I guess it was 1940.
No, 1944.
Four?
Yes, 1944 is when the American soldiers were
I
there.
don't know.
Like 1940.
I don't know. She never told me when she met him. I don't know. I don't know. Bob, he was one of my schoolmates. So
He was liberated.
his mother originally was French, and Bob's brother, mother rather. So she started writing to his mother, and his mother invited her to come here. Bob, the boy that she was talking with, and so she got on a boat by herself and came all the way to New Orleans by herself. So she stayed here the rest of her life, and we got married. And my cousin introduced me to her. I had the picture of the album. You didn't want me to bring it. Anyway.
What do you hope for the future of America?
There's only one future left. Get rid of Trump. That's the only future. The only.
Okay, that was all my questions.
Or just say outlive him or whatever it is. Whatever you want to say. No, we're going through a rough patch right now, but it's going to come all right in the end. We're going to prevail. You bet we are. There's too many of us. You can't go against all of us. Can't do it. Can't do it. Anyway, but I wish I had more to tell you. What is it, Paul? What? What are you saying? Put the cap on.
Well, sure. Sure.
Huh. I've got my Mardi Gras outfit I used to wear, and I haven't worn it for 50 years. Chinese. I still have it. Oh, excuse me. Still have it hanging in my closet.
Wait, it's blurred a little. Can you move it to the left?
See that?
Sorry, it's just a little blurry.
It's blurry, yeah. It's not working out too well, that cap, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's blurry.
Yeah.
Wait, can you move it up? Oh, I see it. I see it now.
Chinese costume he wore at Mardi Gras time a couple of times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my costume. That's a long time ago. I had hair then. Whee! Yeah. So, there you go. Anyway, so the World War II Museum has been great to me, and Paul's been great to me, and Pascal, and his two boys, everybody, and Michael, they've all been great to me. And I'm just sorry my wife couldn't live to see all the things that was going on in my life with the World War II Museum and going to Normandy.
She was there last year.
Well, I've been 40 times with her to Nice, at least. A long time. And we just sold the apartment. Sure. That's going to be nice.
Okay, so that was asking you about the US's future was my last question to you.
The US's future?
No, that was all my questions.
Okay, no problem.
So once again, I would like to say thank you for your service.
Well, I wish it was more adventuresome, but you know, when you're sitting on an airfield and you're out in the middle of nowhere, because that's where we put airfields, you know, they put them out they're not in the city. They got to be out in the woods somewhere. So that's what you're sitting on, and you can't leave. You sure can't leave without a pass. You know, you got to give
Mhm.
written you can get out of there because you're supposed to be right there. And I was there the whole time. I didn't mind it. I thought it was great. I had a good time. Except one time was a little bit hairy because we had the bulge, had the bulge when the Germans made their last attempt to break through. And then in one of the books I have, Goring sent all of his planes, all of his airplanes, all that he had. And so I was on an airfield at a little town called Gütersloh, which is in Germany. And France and Germany are like this, higher up, the line right there. And the airfield is over here in Germany, which is now Gutersloh, something like that. Gütersloh. So the airfield. So I was told that on the airfield, we were at that airfield, it was a German airfield, which we take it over. The German tanks were 20 miles and coming toward us away. Well, they didn't send any trucks to take us out because I knew they were going to do that. If it looked like they would break through, they'd come and shoot us all up on the airfield because that's what they do, what they would do. So sure enough, they knew the tanks were going to run out of gas, which they did, and they couldn't go any further. And that was they were just 20 miles away from where we were. And we didn't have any guns. We had nothing. So thank goodness Patton turned his army around and came north and pushed the Germans back. So anyhow, anyway, it was quite something. But it was such a here. You want me to show you my dog tag? I found these in my wife's room.
You gotta take it off though.
I had two of these.
Must have been. Let's see. You reading the thing? Where's this thing?
Put it right here.
No, it's gotta be here where the camera is. He's got his dog tags from 82 years ago.
Wait, it's still it's blurry.
Yeah, it's too blurry. Okay, gotcha. Well, anyway,
I can see them.
yeah, it's got his name and serial number, his mother's address in New Orleans.
My address.
Her name and address, yeah. Where they live, so yeah. It's something else. Still have that after all these years.
Yeah, I found that in your mother's somewhere in her room.
Sure.
She kept everything. Yeah. I asked Michael to give me some polish to polish it, but he won't do it.
Do you have any other questions?
Nope.
I'll do it. Right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for inviting them, for the interview.
Yeah. I wish there was a little more outflowing to you, but sitting on the airfield and not doing anything but just waiting for the next day to come along. That's about it.
That's okay.
I'm not trying to make anything up either. Collins Avenue, marching down Collins Avenue on Miami Beach. 6 o'clock in the morning. Fall in. Everybody fall in. And he's asking, he's calling out names. Sam, Meyer, you here? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I am. Oh,
So you got to post
18 years old.
on your website, is that it?
Say that again?
You'll post is that on your website?
Yeah, so after the interview, I'm gonna create a brief summary about it, send it back to you for your so you can review, and then I'll post it on my website.
sweetheart.
All right. Well,
Now
great. How many have you done so far? You know?
Over 30.
30. Okay.
I
Wow.
lost count.
Right. It's been a
wow.
terrific. Are you
How
familiar?
many people have you done for the Air Force? Anybody?
The Air Force, there was a veteran who was also part of BDF. He was part of the 8th Air Force.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was also in Europe.
Right. That
He
was
was
the
also
bombers.
what?
He was in Europe too.
He was where?
He was in
Europe.
Europe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's where the eighth was. Yeah, sure, in England. They had
And
to.
that was, sorry.
Well,
And there
yeah.
was another veteran. He was a Tuskegee Airman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that was a famous group.
Yep.
Yeah, they were from Florida, I believe, of Alabama. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Great, wonderful. Oh yeah.
All righty.
I wish you'd let me.
Hmm?
A picture is worth 1,000 words, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, I try to get it in your head, and I try to bring them, and you always stop me. So I don't know. Well, anyway, yeah. Well, I read about World War II and other famous people. They have lots of. I just finished a book of Bob Hope. I just read the whole thing in about 2 days. His whole life. He was the wealthiest man in all of California.
He was?
Yes, he was. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He he was smart. Oh my God, he had a photographic memory. Yes, he was quite a guy. I'll tell you. He entertained the troops. Always, 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 always entertain the troops. That's his
Wow.
big. So it's quite an interesting book. You should
What's it
buy it.
called?
Bob Hope, the book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about that.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I'll try to find it.
put it over there. Barnes and Noble, got it. Oh yeah, yeah. I have them on Washington. I have them on a lot of people, but famous people. And I had one book with me in the book, and I wanted to bring it, but he wouldn't let me bring the book. Every time I said I'm gonna bring the book, he says no. Why is that? Tell me why. I can't understand. Why? Pourquoi? In French, en français. A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Mhm.
And I've got some pictures. I mean, I'm in her, the thing that I took out of my wife's bedroom, I made
Mhm.
12 albums full of postcards. 12 albums. I've been working on them till 1 o'clock in the morning, taking them
Wow.
out of her room. I had put them in boxes first, trying to sort them out. There's so many from all over, everywhere. All of her friends, people that she knew for 60 years.
Mhm. Just wow.
We got to see all of them. I've got so many of them. It's unbelievable.
How many are there?
Well, about 10, I did about 10 albums. I go to Office Depot and get them all the time. I'm always going and buying them and getting the sleeves, putting them in. That's what I was doing when he came and picked me up. I'd found some more sleeves that I hadn't used. So I was putting postcards, filling in with places we've been, places she's been. One of her best friends was an airline stewardess for Pan Am. And while she worked for Pan Am, this was, God, maybe 50, 60 years ago, when 1938, 1940 or something like that. In Pan Am, they had a ruling or whatever you call it, an edict or whatever, that the people at work could take a companion with them anywhere in the world. So her friend, Julie, said, I'm gonna take you to, and we'll go to Hong Kong. And they went to Hong Kong. And I have several postcards from Hong Kong. So she had a great time doing that. So she was very happy to do that. But she went so many places. Oh, we went to the place where they make the Beaufort cheese in France. We went to, oh God, we met more castles. We went to castles in her niece who used to work in the French president's office. She worked in with the French president, her niece. She's the one handling the sale of the apartment right now over in France, in Paris. So she just went more places, and she and I went a lot of all over Europe. We went to Italy, we went to Germany, went to England, we went to Scotland, we went, oh God, we went everywhere you could think of. And her heart just gave out.
Mm.
She was sick for a month in Paris, so we put her in the hospital in Paris for a month. I had to stay in with her niece for a month, and we drive to the hospital and go see her, and drive to the hospital. By the Tour Eiffel, we would drive, and they were getting ready for the Olympics at that time. So we'd have to go through the traffic, go see Marcel, that's his mother. So we get, and she tells the doctor, I want to go to Nice, France for the last time. No, he says, you have to go back to New Orleans. He said, you're not going to Nice at all. You're going back to New Orleans. We get back here. When we went to Atlanta, she's here on what they call on a green card. She's not a citizen for us. She had a green card. And when she handed them the green card, they wouldn't give it back. They told her, oh, no, you lost it. They took her green card away. She's been here for 30, 60 years. 60 years or more. Model citizen, got a graduate in accounting at the University of New Orleans. Huh. So when I said to myself, when I go back, when I get to the immigration to show my passport, I'm going to say to the band, why did you take my wife's green card? Why? You all took it. They claim she lost it. She didn't lose it. You all wouldn't give it back to us. He said, well, we're going to harvest all the old ones. We want to get them out of the system. Because she's been here 60 years. A model citizen. We had told her, please go get a citizenship. And she wouldn't listen. She didn't do it. So what do you think they charged me to get another new green card so she could come back home? $600. $600 to get a new green card, which they gave us when we gave them $600. Mr. Trump, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. You're the one, baby. You're the one. He's doing more things than you and I could ever think of. Two people, one from Indiana, one from Iowa, Democrats have been elected and putting the Republican out. Two of them already. There's going to be another one today or tomorrow, or something like that. They know they're going to vote Democratic. They're going to vote him out so like you never saw. If we could just last. Oh my God. Unbelievable what he's doing. Unbelievable. God, man. You know, to live in the best land in the world and to be smart as he is and to be such a no good, I just cannot fathom it.
Yeah, there's this This is one veteran I learned of. I was told that he cut off his family and friends who basically whoever voted for Trump.
Sure. Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. He's doing things you never heard of. You know, you and I never hear about him unless somebody brings it up.
Mhm.
Hmm. Things that we've spent 250 years building, he's destroying. Just like that. So I don't give him any credit for anything.
Mhm.
Instead of getting all the money, give it to somebody that needs it. Give it to somebody, like the people that's starving over there in Europe. Give them some food, for Christ's sake. That's not hard to do. That's being human. Okay? That's all.
Mhm.
That's all. Mm. Ooh, he upsets me. So anyway, I would love to brought my books and some of them and let you see them. Yeah, where are you, by the way? Where are you, by the way?
In Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, wonderful. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you and seeing you.
It's nice to meet you too.
The man I went up there in over in France for Normandy is called my minder. Each one of us is a minder. He's a retired major from the Green Berets, and he told me he jumped 200 times. He retired from the military. I said, "Did you ever hurt yourself landing?" He said, "Yeah, I landed on a rock once." Oh, can you believe 200 times he jumped? And he's pushing me around in the carriage, in a wheelchair. I'm the corporal, he's the major. These guys do this voluntarily. I don't think they get paid or anything. I don't know anything about that. But so I think it's going to be a great awakening when we wake up finally, if we live to see Trump put out of office. Mm. How people can vote for him? How can they do this? I mean, what non-thinking? Can't you think a little bit? Can't you believe what your eyes are telling you? Oh, oh, God, it's just, oh, I can't believe it. I wish I had more to tell you, dear. So many of the flies didn't come back. They didn't come back. One time when we were in France, one of the planes went up, and you had to put a bomb on an east wing under the airplane, one in the left wing and one underneath. And so you jack it up and you put it on a hook. They call it. Should have forgotten the name of it. Anyway, that's what holds it. And all the pilot has to do is press the button, and the bomb falls down. So they tell you in armament school, now jack it up to the plane and just shake the bomb with your hand. If it moves, just tighten it up to what's called a wing nut. Tighten it by hand like that. By hand, much as you can. Shake it, and if it's loose, do it like that. So I do that. I go into the damn airplane, and Jack come and bring it. They put it on the plane. I do it all like that. And I get it tight as and I go sit in the tent. The pilot comes back 3 hours later, and there's the damn bomb hanging on the plane. What happened? See, when you finish what your job you had to do, you go sit in a tent. Where are you going to go? You got to do something. You go sit in your tent, right? So here's my plane coming back with the damn bomb hanging on it. So they tell the pilot, now you fly around the airport until all gasoline is gone. and then you land, so you don't land with all that gasoline. Okay, you do like that. So I figured out. Yeah, okay.
Well, you need to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're finished. Yeah. All right, sweet. Thank you. Yes, hon. Anyway. I figure this, I know I didn't have anything to do with it. The crew chief goes and checks every system on, because he's responsible for every different system on the airplane. You know, see if this is right, this is right, or this is, and he must have gone down there and said, oh, it's loose. And he goes, gets a hammer and a screwdriver, and he starts banging on this little nut to tighten it up.
Mhm.
Well, he's got it up against the airplane so tight, the shackle can't operate. That's the word I was looking for, shackle. It can't operate. It's a metal hook. Once you push the button in the cockpit, it opens, the bombs fall. So that's why the plane's coming back with a bomb hanging on him. Because somebody, now I don't know to this day if that's true or not, but I think it's true. Who else would go around and make it tighter? Who else would do that? Nobody else is supposed to do that either. They're supposed to leave it alone. If I say it's tied up, I'm telling you what I think. And that's just what I do. What is it?
We have to go.
Where we going?
We have to go.
We're going? Well,
All
goodbye,
right.
sweetie.
All right, one last time. Thank you for your service in World War II.
I wish I had more to tell you. Tell the mom.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Charlie.
All right.
Thank you, sweetie.
Bye.
All right.
Thank, merci, merci,
Thank
merci.
you. Right on.
Voila.
See ya.
Très
Okay.
bien.
All
En
right,
français.
bye.
Mais oui,
Bye-bye.
je l'aime ça. I love it. Well, thank you. Merci.
You're welcome.
I hope,
Okay.
hope I helped you.
Bye.